Hi, Dr. David here, and I'm answering a viewer's question today. And by the way, if you have questions, I'd encourage you to write them in. We'll try to answer them as best we can. But the question today is a big one, probably too big to try to answer in a few minutes. But that is basically, why is sex so important to people? And of course, sex is important to people in different ways, right? There's a lot of different personal beliefs. There's a lot of cultural values. There's a lot of behavioral indicators based on our family experience and our personal experience, all of which kind of weave together to form our impressions of sex and what we need for sex. I will say, by the way, that I'm going to answer the question of why sex is so important to people, but there are a small group of people who are asexual, for whom sex is not important. I think it's important to recognize that too as a legitimate way of being. But for most of us, sex does play a huge role. And there's a couple of reasons for this. One is biological, and this is kind of simply based on our animal instincts. Sex is the way that we have offspring and that we carry on our species. And so from a very biological point of view, there's a huge impulse, there's an urge, there's a need to express ourselves sexually in order to have offspring. Beyond that, and separate from that, there is a huge psychological reason to have sex. And human beings, along with some other mammals, are able to have sex that's separated from that biological need. In other words, we can have sex for pleasure. And that's a really important concept, because sex does all kinds of things, and it's related to hormonal changes and so on. But sex can be a huge way to provide bonding, to provide a sense of connection, to provide a sense of well-being, to sort of reflect and feel connected in a way that provides us security and support in who we are as human beings. Sex can also, of course, be a way of finding pleasure. And again, human beings, as I said, can have sex separate from the need to procreate. And so that just transactional sex, really, that's possible. A lot of people find that exciting. A lot of people find that very unfulfilling. But whatever your choice are, we have that choice. So sex can be all these things to all these different people, in addition to stress relief and so on. So I think it's just important to understand that our values and our beliefs and our experiences all weave together and to find a way that we can express sex and incorporate sex into our lives that fits with who we are. Now, can sex get out of control? Yes, and I'll talk more about that in other videos about when compulsivity can take over. But for the most part, sex is a beautiful piece of the human experience. And this is something we'll talk more about. Dr. David here, signing out.